Hey, Dr. Botanica, coming at you with part two of the special soup, otherwise known as the Hippocrates soup. Again, that was used in the famous Gerson therapy and is very popular today with people that are going through cancer therapy and other chronic and degenerative diseases. This is a very, very important part of what they call adjuvant food therapy. And as you see, I'm right over here at the sink, getting ready to rinse the vegetables. Normally, my place have a filter, but I'm over with my mom, so she doesn't have a filter. She has an internal filter, but um, I'm going to rinse off the vegetables. Again, this is the um, celery root, where the celery actually connects to. And so rinsing off the celery. And for those of you who are familiar with the reports and the studies on celery having the ability to actually remove plaque, lower blood pressure. Matter of fact, there's some efficacy within to that. And this celery, say for example, 4 stalks of celery have been shown to help reduce hypertension or blood pressure. Now, it's not a modality. You certainly need supplements when you're dealing with hypertension, like magnesium. And probably 80% of the masses of people here, no matter what race, are magnesium deficient because if you study history during the Industrial Revolution, these people, the albinoid corporations, destroyed the topsoil because they had very little respect for natural law. So instead of them rotating the crops and nurturing the soil, they just obliterated it and ruined the topsoil, which is why there is really no nutrients or very little nutrients in the produce because, FYI, produce only requires 3 minerals to grow: nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium, and nitrogen being a gas. But so conventional produce has very limited nutritional value. So this is why it's very important to invest in organic produce. Like I said, for those moms or people out there that's buying expensive clothes and Nikes or whatever, expensive cars, need to invest in your health because driving a nice car, wearing some fancy shoes, getting your nails done, things like that cannot reduce the risk of stroke, heart attack, PCOS, fibroids, endometriosis, or cancer. So invest in your organic produce. There's several different brands, and I have a very good cooperative economic program that I'm implementing now for those of you who are interested in becoming a part of a cooperative economic platform that contains organic produce. I will have access to over 40,000 products. That includes professionalized supplements because I'm a health practitioner, personal hygiene that are chemical free, body care, you name it. Everything the Whole Foods has, you'll be able to get it from my source at www.docbotanica.com. That's www.d is in David, OCANICA, docbotanica.com, or call me at 1-888-453-5526. Okay, that's enough for washing the vegetables. Now, one of the vegetables or fruits that is missing is tomatoes. And for those of you who are not familiar with tomatoes, tomatoes is actually a fruit because it bears seeds. And tomatoes are fine, great asset because it carries lycopene and other carotenoids. However, for people who have problems with phlegm, mucus, inflammation, arthritis, pretty much tomatoes should be off the list because it can trigger inflammation. Okay, so this is part two, sharing a little bit of intrigue with you about the soup. Getting ready to put it into a pot here. Let's see, a pot of water that I used, just for the sake of using, a decent water geyser which, according to the Consumer Report, says is one of the best brands out there. I'm sure there are some others: alkaline water, crystal structured water. But just getting this instead of using the faucet water. And I'm going to cut up the vegetables, and they were going to proceed with the cooking process. Okay, Dr. Botanica with part 2 of the famous Hippocrates soup or special soup that I highly suggest for people with edema, heart disease, cancer, other inflammatory conditions. And stay tuned for part 3. Peace and be well.